Just a little bit of info before we start. I'm not monetizing this video because of the subject matter. Also, this is an experience, not an actual game. But it is, however, quite refreshing to get a experience instead of a game to review for once. And there are loads of reasons why I think these things should be made more often. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's take a walk around a museum. So firstly, I won't lie, I found it a little bit finicky to get into the actual museum itself. But once in the museum, it's actually quite overwhelming at times. Moving around is done by a combination of free movement and teleportation. The free roaming side is okay, if not a little bit too slow, especially as some of these set pieces are quite large. And this is where I use the teleport to get around a little bit faster. But then once you're used to moving around a little bit easier, it's time to look at the exhibits. In your right hand you have a device that basically when you go up to something that needs dialogue, it will display it on this device. As well as this, most of the actual exhibits are voiced, and all it takes is walking up to one of the exhibits and just standing on the platform and just pressing the action button.
It includes 4 casemates that house naval guns and a fire control bunker.
For the purposes of this video, I was using my Quest 3, linked up to Steam VR, using virtual desktop, but I believe it'll work with any of the ways to link up to the PC. As far as I can see, the whole of the proceedings of D-Day has been covered here. For want of a better word, it is a huge experience. There are so many different things here. You can get transported to different areas of where certain events happened. You can even get transported onto one of the boats and have a look round, and it's dealt in the same way as being in the museum. If I had to have some complaints about the game, it would probably be, as I mentioned before, the slightly slow movement, the clunkiness going between scenes, but I'm pretty sure this is only because it's in early access. There are some areas that's not accessible yet, which is nice to know there's more to come. Graphically, at times you do actually feel like you're in some of these set pieces for real. Walking around the ships, looking out at the sea, the docks and the boats, with the seagulls above you, and the sound was incredible as well. Everything more or less was voiced, and as I mentioned before, whilst in some of the set pieces there are sounds around you. I'm going to keep this video nice and short, but I do like the fact that this sort of thing is going to be accessible to everyone with a VR headset, which means that people that can't get to museums and the like, or go to the actual locations, can experience this for themselves. And it's also a good learning tool for people that want to learn about the past and want to learn what happened in these events. Personally, I think if you've got a VR headset and you can get onto the PC VR and you're a history buff or just someone that wants to learn about this sort of thing, then I definitely think this is a great place to start. Let me know down in the comments whether you're into experiences like this and whether you'll be picking this one up.